Pretty much what I'm saying is that you just want to do these vaults until you build up a sufficient amount of pearls. When you get to endgame, level 100, maxed out character, maxed out glyph, and a good amount of pet points, you're going to kill the Uber boss, and you're going to use these pearls of wardings to get this currency up here. And with that, you're going to exchange that to kill the boss and get the bonus loot from the boss. And the bonus loot from the Uber boss gives you a chance of getting these. So that's why you don't want to spend your pearls on this loot, because the loot that you get here isn't as good as the payout that you would get from killing the Uber boss. So this is more like a long-term strategy about the season anyway. So I've been playing a little bit of the new season, and it's quite underwhelming to say the least. The pet starting off doesn't do a whole lot to begin with. Granted, you need to level up your pet abilities, and your pet abilities go from levels rank 1 through rank 10 being the max. And the abilities that you get for your pet are random drops, sort of like the glyphs for your paragon. So they're kind of like randomly dropped from the dungeon. You can also get some from open world during the seasonal zones, but a lot of them are going to be coming from vaults. So over here we have, I'm in a vault right now, and vaults are pretty much nightmare dungeons with traps, essentially. So over here we have nightmare dungeons, and then we have vaults. So over here, you want to keep doing your vaults so that you get glyph XP for your paragon board, and you get a chance of getting a random ability for your pet. Now, if you happen to have a repeat ability drop, what it does, it gives it XP for that. And you need a certain amount of glyphs of the same ability to rank up. So for example, over here, Focus Fire says 0 out of 30 until rank 3. So what that means is that I would need 3 of those glyphs, because each glyph gives me 10 XP to get me to the next rank. The issue with this is that the glyphs that drop are completely random. So you don't know which glyph is going to level up faster than the other one. So and you have many abilities for your pet. So some abilities you're just going to level up more than others, and that's just completely random. So starting off, your pet is just pretty weak. It doesn't really do a whole lot to begin with. So the only thing I'm having my pet do is just give me some buffs that either apply like resource, burning elementals, or things like that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really do a whole lot. At least none of the early levels. So you just want to keep doing these vaults. The other thing to know about these vaults is that I would suggest ignoring the seasonal mechanics altogether. And what I mean by that is that there's these traps, and on the top right here it says Zoltun's warding. Every time you get hit by a trap, you lose a stack of this warding. And what these are important. These are kind of like tokens to open up bonus chest loot at the end of the dungeon. And you need a certain amount of these warding tokens in order to do so. And you get these wardings at the beginning of the dungeon over here. And you exchange 1 pearl for 3 warding, or whatever the exchange rate is. So you exchange the pearls and you get some warding tokens. From there, you proceed through the dungeon and you avoid the traps. The traps themselves, they don't really do a whole lot of damage to begin with, but that's not the main concern. The main concern is losing stacks of your warding. So if you lose all your stacks, you're not able to open up the bonus loot at the end of the dungeon. But the reason I'm saying to ignore the seasonal mechanic is because when you complete the dungeon at the end of the run, you get 2 pearls regardless. And remember what I said about the pearls? The pearls are the currency that you use to exchange for these wardings. So why do we care about getting more pearls? Well, in World Tier 4, when you're all geared up and ready to go, there's the Uber boss from the story. And in order to kill him and get the bonus loot from the boss, you need 10 wardings. And I believe that Uber boss has a chance to give you the rarest pet abilities, which is Evernight and Genesis. So you would need to kill the Uber boss in World Tier 4. And once you do so, you would need to have 10 wardings in order to have a chance of obtaining the rare pet abilities or rare loot from that boss. So pretty much the strategy is continue doing vaults until you're level 100. Continue doing vaults until all your glyphs are level 21. Continue doing vaults until your pet abilities are sufficiently leveled. And continue doing vaults until you have enough pearl stacks so that when you do get to World Tier 4 and you're ready to kill the Uber boss, you have a good amount of pearl currency saved up. Once you're ready to kill the Uber boss, you're pretty much gonna do like a mega vault. It's gonna take you to like 4 of these corridors. Do all 4 of them while avoiding all the traps. And then you go to the boss room and then you kill the boss. And once you kill the boss, you, with your warding, so you open up the bonus chest loot. Now, using the wardings and these other vaults, these smaller ones that I'm doing right now, all it gives you is just like bonus, some bonus loot. But the issue with that is that it uses up the currency that you need to get the better loot when you kill the Uber boss. Over here, you see we have these 2 chests. This one requires 4, and this one requires 1. So ideally, when you go over here at the entrance, you exchange your pearls for the warding. You go through the entire dungeon without getting hit by traps. Once you reach to the end, you get, let's just say you will have like 10, right? 10 warding. You can exchange 10. You exchange 4 right here and 1 right here. and you'll spend 5 of the currency to open up these chests. But also at the end of the run, you get like 1 tuning stone and like just a few pieces of loot, and then your glove XP. The only thing that you would get like opening up these bonus chests is just a little bit more loot. But it's not a whole lot. It's not really worth it. See right here? These are the pearls of warding. So when you complete the dungeon, the vault, you get 2 pearls of warding, regardless of whether or not you got hit by traps or whatnot. But whenever you spend or exchange your pearls, you're losing your stacks of pearls right here. Pretty much what I'm saying is that you just want to do these vaults until you build up a sufficient amount of pearls. When you get to endgame, level 100, maxed out character, maxed out glyph, and a good amount of pet points, you're going to kill the Uber boss, and you're going to use these pearls of wardings to get this currency up here. And with that, you're going to exchange that to kill the boss and get the bonus loot from the boss. And the bonus loot from the Uber boss gives you a chance of getting these. So that's why you don't want to spend your pearls on this loot, because the loot that you get here isn't as good as the payout that you would get from killing the Uber boss. So this is more like a long-term strategy about the season anyway. And as far as the build that I'm running, pretty much ball lightning with arc lash, since my mana sustain isn't that great right now. So I have recharging right here. I have a pretty good roll, max roll, recharging, really nice, and prodigies. And then over here, my enchantments, I'm using chain lightning and ice blades. And then I just have arc lash because the mana sustain, I don't have enough resource regeneration, so it just helps buffer up a little bit more. People are using a firewall and stuff, which is fine, but I feel like firewall doesn't have good boss damage, so that's why I prefer not to use it. But either playstyle works fine. Ball lightning did get nerfed, but it still seems to be okay. As far as the meteor builds go, I believe that is more like suitable for endgame when you have better gear. And I have a feeling that Fireball Meteor would be the way to go if you're going to go with that playstyle. But I'm not there yet. I'm still leveling, and it's kind of hard to theory craft builds in the middle of leveling process. But yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts so far on how the seasonal gameplay loop is going to be. So just to recap on everything that I said, pretty much you're going to run vaults until you're level 100. You're going to run vaults until you level up a few of your pet abilities. Keep running vaults until you level up your glyph to 21. From there, make sure that you don't spend any pearls. On the way to getting all that maxed out, you should have a good amount of pearls saved up. Once you get to World Tier 4 and you're ready to fight the Uber boss, you're going to be using your pearls that you've been saving to exchange it for the bonus loot on the Uber boss. And you need 10 of them in order to open up those chests. And opening up those chests will give you the best chance of obtaining these two pet skills. So yeah, that's what I have so far. Thanks for watching. Bye.